talking mess with Ness. Put on my seat, that's my mission.
What's up, y'all? I'm back. We're talking mess with Ness. I'm your girl, Vanessa Ness. And I have my man here, my boo thing, Benji Promo.
You know.
Yeah, now I have a special guest here. And I want to take the time out and appreciate him for having us. Donny Gets.
Yes, sir.
What's up?
Thank you guys, for having me on you guys' show. I think you guys talk about great topics, and I was, dive deep into things, so I'm happy to be able to share my insight with you guys.
Thank you for having us. And how you been, by the way?
I've been good. I've been just working on a lot of things in Chicago, working on a lot of projects, like working
wait now, hold on. Before you get to them projects, we go jump into that, y'all.
Yeah.
But we want to know little things about,
Yeah.
get to know him a little more deep in, the detail. For people that don't know who Donny is, he is an artist and a music producer. And he also just graduated. Congratulations, by the way, for dental school, right?
I'm in dental school.
You in dental school now?
Yeah.
So what you graduated from?
Biology.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you gotta go it's gotta go to PhD school.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it go bachelor's and then it go dental.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, dang, you got to go through some big steps.
Yes.
So you in it still now. I thought you was done.
No, I'm still still knocking. I'm done with that first portion for sure.
Dang.
Another one.
Yeah.
So, speaking of being a artist and a music producer, what made you get into music?
Ever since I was younger, I've always enjoyed writing music, poetry. I wrote for the church plays. It was one time I didn't get a long part, but I still decided to write my own script. It was for like a Jesus play or something like that. And I wrote, I think I was Paul or John or somebody.
But I want to be Jesus.
Oh no, I wanted to be.
That's what I say. I want to be Jesus.
And it didn't pan out, but I wrote my script and made it the longest script. And it came. I had a standing ovation for my part. So I started with that. Then after that, they had me do the graduation speech. Then I went to high school. Then I started off writing Louder Than the Bomb. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Louder Than the Bomb. And a lot of friends are rapping. My boy Taylor Bennett and all of them went to that school as well. Obviously it was in Inglewood campus too. So a lot of rappers from that area was coming up too during that time. Okay. So it's cool.
Now, how do you feel? I've seen a couple videos. A lot of your videos been dropped lately.
Yeah.
Now I see that you've been added to Vivo and World Star Hip Hop on some of your songs called Big Dog Today and Antisocial and Plus More. How do you feel about being added to those big platforms?
Yeah. It was it felt good. It was like just, to me, it's like, just getting those points, getting those, accolades. I also hit Rap Caviar too.
Whoa.
With Antisocial. Shout out my boy Big Estate.
Yes, sir.
And that's one of the bigger, or the biggest hip hop, I would say, for hip hop, for Spotify playlists. So it was a big accomplishment. It just kind of showed me that my writing is up to par to be able to be on these type of platforms, but also perform well. Did tons and tons of streams. So just everything was working with the Spotify algorithm on my end. So it was fun. So definitely happy I was able to do that.
So the origin behind the song Antisocial that's on Vivo right now,
yeah.
You don't seem like an antisocial type of person. Are you?
I would say yes. I'm antisocial when it comes to personal life, but I guess in public I don't have a choice but to kind of be vocal and speak out and things like that. Like, I'm like that type of person. I'm vocal and speak out for certain situations, certain things. But when it just come to always trying to be the loudest all the time, or be seen, not so much. But that's because when I grew up, I was a mute.
For sure.
Like, I was a mute when up to like 10. So
you didn't talk till you was 10 years old?
Yeah.
Was it?
You talk to your family though,
I was
right?
gonna,
Your parents, like.
No. I think the first person I spoke to is my grandma.
you know what? And I could feel you on that. I think it was more of a I don't know the right things to say yet. And that's what it was, kind of thing. And then it felt like when you say like you wrote plays and things of that nature. That kind of opened doors for you to kind of like write down what you want to say, and then it came out better because you was able to look at your words instead of just trying to come off the top of the dome. So where did the ideas of making the video that you had walking through the garden that reached 133K also on Vivo? So if y'all want to check that out, check that out. But where are the ideas for that kind of like graphic design and graphic portfolio and the video come from?
So shout out Whitmer Lowe. She was a big part in like styling the set, my clothing. I actually had got sponsored with, I think they're DGK. It's like some big skater, yeah.
I know them.
Yeah, so they had sponsored the clothing and stuff. So they sent me like a whole bunch of gear and stuff like that.
That's not Rob Dyrdek, is it? No. He got something else.
So. I think that's
close. That's close.
But it's very close, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So I was happy with that. So that was a lot of the ideas behind it. I also wore Wick. She has a clothing line called the Wickcons. So I wore that purple hat.
Okay.
So that was the style and everything, and the pink was just something cool. I know. I think Cameron had one, you know. So I just try to go that cool route for that video, and then it's kind of like a little homage thing because it's like, you know, you don't see too many people rocking that color and the visual in that particular type of style and format. You know, and just the garden is just life. You know, it's just things are growing, things are you know, operating. So I feel like in that time for me, I was growing, operating. Ideas getting larger, bigger, and a lot of motion. For sure. So that was definitely one of my favorite projects, songs I should say, that I did.
Now, speaking of Biggie Estate, I see that you dropped the record with him, Stunner for Famous.
Stunner for Vegas.
Shout out Stunner for Vegas.
Stunner for Vegas. Shine by the baby.
Right, you know.
Oh, no, sorry. Called Design. How was it working with them, and how was the record doing?
The record is doing very well. It was working super good as far as with Vegas. He was supportive of the record. I hadn't actually got on that through Big Estate. Okay. So I got connected in that way. But Stunner, super cool dude, supported the record, shared everything as well, rocked with us. And Bigger was real big on like, cause at first I was kind of like, oh, let me hit a track, like, and he played the track. I was like, oh, this bumping, like, so I decided to jump on it. And man, the flows was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. So it did real well. It's still doing well. I think Bigger working on some more big stuff with the record, possibly some shows or something with Stunner. So shout out Stunner, man, real good dude. For
sure. So do you have any other like songs that you didn't put out before that should have made it to the top that you think?
That I haven't put out or did put out?
Did put out.
Yeah, I got a song called Sonic Rap. And I mean, I was a kid when I dropped it. It was like SoundCloud days. But I was rapping extremely fast.
Like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Like Sonic. Like super, I was rapping super fast.
You talking Twister?
Yeah, I'm up there. When it was coming to that, when I was writing like that,
E40.
No, it's past it. No, it's fast.
Okay.
Like Eminem. E40, like that's E40.
But you know he be right. No Busta Rhymes, just straight Twister.
Just straight, Chicago style with it.
Yes, sir.
Like, you know, with it, and then like, you know, my voice, my vocal tone, more like the Family Trio, like Kendrick.
Okay.
So it was and Q-Tip. Shout out Q-Tip.
Yeah.
So a lot of people had that with my vocal tone. So it was really good, I would say. Song. It was a really good song. Didn't go crazy, but it did give me a little bit of generation of push and growth that led to other things. But I feel like if I was like way bigger, I would do something similar to that type of song, like going really fast, because I like that rap. And that rap now is taking off more so now.
Okay. Well, once again, I want to congratulate you on, your graduation and, being a full-time student, because I know it could be tough sometimes being a student, songwriter, producer, being an artist as well. How do you handle all those things?
I don't know, my brain just kind of operate like that. So, for the most part, it's hard for me to just do one thing, like, as far as, like, all the different skill sets.
That's right.
So it's just hard for me to do one thing. Even when I'm writing, I'm producing beats as I'm writing, or I'm recording myself now, or, I'm thinking about photography stuff, because I do my own photography, so I'm thinking about what type of photos and stuff I can do for myself that I like, that come out dope. Just thinking of different cool stuff. And then thinking about when I do all those things, it helps me just look at Chicago differently, because it's like so much creative stuff, so many stuff to look at and stuff like that, to where I can get a good view on things of that nature. Like a good view on what I want to do, where I want to be, because there's so many places, so many spaces that they got now.
Okay.
Did you ever think that your music could really help the college students that you've actually been around and the students that you are going around at the moment?
Yeah, I would say from my project that I had released through Empire, there was a song called You Appreciate It, and then I had like Biker Boy Sound. And that whole project, this thing was called Dreams of Reality. I had released that through JoJo Capone. Shout out JoJo. Shout out Midwest Cash Money. I released that with them, and it did super well. Like, it went crazy on TikTok and stuff like that. And it was more so about like depression and stuff.
Okay.
It was like just not being depressed, but when you sad, how to be sad, how to operate, how to control it. Not for the negative, but for the better.
Right.
How can you have that emotion, but still keep a high frequency, a high energy? Because sometimes people just naturally just smooth energies, or energies that's just real, so laid back you would think they sad or something like that, or but really in reality, it could be chemical, something in their body just to make them like that. You get a chemical imbalance, So I feel like that project was for that. I had went and did interviews and different things, and a lot of stuff talking about, mental health and different things like that, and why, and it's not always could be something. It could just be like you say, the inside. So
Right. And speaking of that, though, that was one of my questions that I want to touch base on is mental health. Like, I noticed that it's a lot of crime in the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, just alone, it was like over 119 shootings in Chicago alone on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like,
19 fatalities.
Crazy. It's so crazy. And I feel like they need to have mental clinics, like clinics out here, mental health clinic, like, and therapists free for people.
Yes.
Because people, I feel like, really do go through things, especially the younger generation, even the young generation.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what to do with it. And like you said, it could be like chemical imbalance or trauma.
Mental health, mental health.
Yo, trauma that the parents put on their child, and they put it out in the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you end up touching base on that, because that was one of my questions about one of those about mental health. And what do you feel like they should put, clinics and stuff like that for people? Yeah, especially for the Black and brown community.
Definitely for the Black and brown community. I feel like it's not financed well. Like they don't put any money into it in the city. They're really putting too much money into people that's not from this country.
That's definitely
just keeping it a buck.
Definitely,
it's been, Black and brown people been in this country, struggling for the longest, trying to come up, and and it's happening. A lot of graduations, a lot of successful things happening as well. But can't overshadow the fact there's a lot of kids losing their lives, a lot of people going into bad drug habits, a lot of the murdering they doing is from depression. It's coming from the mental. They're not just going out here doing it because they in their right mind. They not.
Right.
It's definitely something internal that has created that response from them. So I feel like Chicago, the mayor definitely should put some focus on that. Put a couple of millions of dollars in that instead of housing people that's not from here.
Exactly, that's true.
Personally, these people are also taking over the communities and areas. They shipping them to the south side where there really ain't no resources anyway.
Right.
So now they are, doing different things of that nature where it's kind of pushing the black and brown people out. And it's doing it forcefully. It's not even gracefully. You ain't giving us our reparations. You just kicking us out. So, that's one thing I don't like, but I think can potentially get better. It seems like a lot of the black and brown people are not just voting one way now. Whether they vote either way, not so much the point, but the point is you don't automatically get our vote. So you actually have to work for it on either side.
Right.
Just like you have to do for any other vote. So I think that's big, just because we finally breaking out of that mental chain of just going one way no matter what the situation is. No, that's not the case anymore. I don't think. But definitely was a lot of shootings. Definitely sorry for all the fathers out there that's been losing their lives, and mothers.
Absolutely.
Because the women is getting hit too.
Because bullets ain't got no name on it. And these people can't aim right. But I feel like lately I've been seeing that since COVID. Because I'm not from Chicago. I'm not from the city, and I'm from the suburbs. I live in the suburbs.
Yeah.
And it happened in suburbs too. You know what I'm saying? Nobody just gonna put it out there like that. It's more so families killing each other in the suburbs, or the father going through a mental issue and they killing their wife and their kids.
Yeah.
So I see that a lot, and where I'm at. So you know what I'm saying? That's where that's coming from, and people don't put it out on the forefront either. Like, oh, the husband or the wife going through something, and they killing their family when they wake up. Like they need to put it out there. It's real. Like this stuff is going on. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like COVID took a lot of that.
Oh yeah, it did.
From people, like
it did.
All that trauma.
COVID,
it showed people it made you sit your ass down. I don't want to just say God, but I feel like he made people just sit your ass down and realize this is your life and this is where you at. You know what I'm saying? And you have to deal with it. A lot of people I feel like couldn't deal with it. Yeah. So they just went
lashed
crazy.
out.
Yeah.
A lot of people just lashed out because when you just sit in there, all you can sit in is what you've earned.
And people never been to jail before. Like jail.
Never been to jail. That was jail for a lot of people. People committed suicide.
No, it was a lot of that.
It was real. And a lot of people realized some people took it for the better and educated themselves and things like. I went to school.
I went crazy. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I went to the gym till the gym came. To the gym closed down.
People went to the gym.
I was doing workout videos at home. Like I was going nuts.
Some people updated job applications. Some people went and learned random stuff. Some people got better with family. So a lot of people bettered themselves, and the people that didn't, that couldn't look in the mirror, that's the lashing out now. And then from that, you also gotta look at it. It messed up the economy really bad.
Yes.
To where a lot of the jobs people did have, it didn't translate to the bills that keep going up and getting higher, and the cost of living and things of that nature. And a lot of people rent. A lot of people don't own to where renting that's going up every year. And food prices. I think it was on Instagram. People arguing over cases of eggs.
And that's where the crime come in as well. It ain't just like beef or just depressions or anything like that. It's the economy as well, and the jobs being taken from these people, so they feel like I gotta take from someone else. Yeah. Too. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of
survival
into that.
It's survival, and then a lot of times, like if you're a kid, you growing up and you see how a person survive in their life, no matter what skill set they may have, whether that be criminal or non-criminal. You grow up as a kid and you get to that age, you're like, oh, I got to make some money. Oh, I remember so-and-so made their money like this. I'm going to try it out.
Right.
And that can be good or bad. It's just in our community, it's not a lot of, they don't like to showcase a lot of the good stuff.
No.
To our people. That way we can't see nobody that look like us in these different fields and positions and stuff like that. So when it is Corona and you can't go to work or nothing like that, and you know, a lot of people don't have the particular jobs that pay you like that, because a lot of people got fired or let go. You know, so a lot of people didn't have the benefits, but they could just sit and the company paying them and they chilling, they can still feed their family. A lot of people is really out here hoping for them little $1,000 checks that they had gave like 2 times, even though he had went and gave Iran and all them billions of dollars just to pull them out. And you know, that started everything that we got now with the Russians and all them attacking and stuff. Right. You know, we had all that shut down, so it's never ending, because as far as like the economy is getting worse, but it's gonna get better. But we're in a war right now. Right. Yeah. You know, go from Corona to Russia, from Corona to Ukraine. Now it's, you know, the Gazans and different things like that, where the innocent children down and things like that nature. But so that affects the economy. That's my point. Like, that all affects the economy. And I think when we finally get some peace, prices and things will get better. But that's not going to stop the fact now that people got to eat and survive every day.
Well, speaking of that subject real quick, and then we'll switch gears.
Yeah.
I seen that you just posted my girl, Amari Blaze.
Yeah, I did.
What's up with that?
I mean, you know. Do you
feel like she's wrong? Well, I don't think so. I agree with her.
Well, I make good money blogging, so I post up some cool stuff I see in Chicago. Mostly Chicago for people, since I do got a big platform. But I felt like that was kind of hypocritical, you know.
How?
So my thing is this, you know. If you want to talk tough and you want to gang bang, rap and drill and be gangster, what you scared for? You scared because, you know, did Mellow Bucks do something or whatever? Was it Mellow Bucks?
Do you feel like it's necessarily about her though? I feel like me just reading it. This is my opinion. You know, everybody different.
Yeah, of course.
Just reading it, I feel like she's not talking about a specific person. She's just saying in general. Because ain't no bullet, like I said, don't have a name on it. So you could just be a random Joe Blow driving on the highway and somebody shooting at, you know, the next person and you get hit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's more so like beef or an issue.
No, it's beef.
You know what I'm saying?
She said it in her words. She beefing with dudes and females. And then she, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, and then, you know, it's killing everywhere, right?
Right, it is.
But if you live in that lifestyle, you targeting yourself for it.
Well,
but if you gonna live it, what you scared for?
Right.
If you gonna do, it's already in the air. It don't matter where you go. It's always some Joe or female, whoever, trying to make a name for themselves. Oh, you the one that was dissing Mellow Bucks and all that. Right. I'm finna beat you up like they be doing the baddies and all them. They be trying to fight them girls all the time. Because they fight on the show, not realizing it's a show. Now, I don't know if Amari Blaze probably thought this was Hollywood, but this really the industry, and this is the real life.
And that's what I was going to tap on, too, with you. Yeah. Like, what they see and what's presented feels like that's their way of getting on if they target that person. You know what I'm saying? So, like you say, they saw her and Mellow Bucks go through something. They like, oh, well, I got a mixtape, too. If I punch on her eye, my mixtape could drop.
Yeah.
That don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Then you got dudes like you said, you know what I'm saying, commentating, oh, well, if I go talk to us crazy or do this, that, and third, my street cred might go up type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Females that's rapping out here, I can go talk to another female rapper crazy, and now I'm the female rapper delinquent. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to every female rapper. I'm going for Queen Key. Now, when I go to Memphis, I'm going at Glorilla. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to move up the ladder that way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So everything is an opportunity when you kind of look at it that way, like you said. People trying to make an opportunity out of anything. And I feel like, you know, just to tap on this, you know what I'm saying, you made a good opportunity in doing like collabs with people that are outside of your music range and your music genre. So I see you also collab with Famous Dex and a couple others from Illinois. Yeah. So how was that collaborating with him?
Shout out Famous Dex. We actually working on.
He's from the streets too.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where he from. I kind of know,
like 60s area, low end stuff like that. Because a lot of fights and a lot of things. I grew up around that area, so I definitely heard his name in the streets. Stuff like that, crazy motherfucker.
I mean, he used to hang around like the FBG crew and all them. So he not a saint, but he not a bad person. You know,
for sure.
He tried to make the kids dance
for sure.
So But I will say working with him always fun. He always energetic. You know how he presents himself in his music, dancing, and having fun. That's how he is as a person. So his energy translate well in that. You know, he working on some projects with Rich the Kid. Shout out Rich the Kid as well. Just on that big project, Carnival with Kanye West and stuff, like big career pusher. So, you know, in turn, that's, you know, got Dex really amped and knocking out stuff. And I'm doing like 2 tracks. Right. I got coming with Dex that I'm working on. So just a lot of cool stuff on that. But definitely I try to do songs with everybody, different genres and things, just so I don't get boxed in, you know, and, you know, I just be myself. I'm not out here trying to play gangster, then, you know, run out the neighborhood.
Come on now, stop throwing the shots.
Wait, no, is she the one that who got pushed through the window?
That was, okay.
She the one got pushed through the window. Yeah, that's the one they call that.
But speaking on her, just to speak on some other things, so when you actually took that initiative to work with Famous Dex and things of that nature, and then seeing your projects grow, we see that you actually got to work with, like you said, Universal and Preach Music. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So those experiences and stuff like that, having those outlets and stuff like that, took you away from having to go into that street realm and try to make a fake persona, not even a fake persona, because some of them not fake and some of them are, some of them ain't. But you didn't have to create a character that wasn't real. Yeah, see, my thing is, I'm from the East Side. Sure. I'm same neighborhood, Chicago. You know, Stony Island, with the Global Gangsters and all of them. That's okay. That's JoJo Capone and all of them. Yes, sir. You know, sad. So that's all that. That's already gangster. They was, you know, they was already taking people chains in the industry and doing all that crazy stuff. All I had to do was grow up. You know, about Terrortown. You know, you know. So I'm looking at everything. I'm growing up under all the biggest top gangsters and tough ones that's really out here taking, you know, doing that. And I was comfortable with myself. Everybody rocked with me. Right. I was always the blueprint creator, you know what I'm saying? Just on how to get it out the mud, how to create, how to just get to this music, get to this money or whatever. Not so much the, you know, the killing and stuff aspect of the things like that, you know. So I was always just comfortable being myself, you know. And me, I always care about myself. I don't really care too much about what other people got going on. Everybody trying to survive, but by me being a mute, I was able to just grow up and listen. Right, yeah. And I let other people talk and run their mouth. And then I see the consequences what happen when they talk, run their mouth, and they can't back it up. Absolutely. Put you know, foot in their mouth. I've seen friends die, and then after that, the gang don't care. I've seen a lot of things of that nature to where I'm just kind of looking like, was it really worth it? Probably not when you think hindsight. You know, but that goes with poverty and trying to survive, and you know, I can't blame nobody for thinking that's the way that they can make it out, you know. But I also can say, like, everybody do get a choice, but a lot of stuff is out here. A lot of the kids, they know what the outcome gonna be. Like you said previously, they got nothing to live for, they lashing out. This generation, you know, to where you're going to get that, and you're getting a lot of rappers, like you know. RP to the few I have been posting, you know, trying to keep the news up and stuff like that. It's just what's happening in the city. Yeah. Because I feel like I don't post it just for people to look at it. I post it so people can see these kids really giving their all out here and they losing their life. And I don't want them to just lose their life and nobody knew or cared. And, you know, I want them to at least get some of their flowers for at least getting to the point where if they did lose their life, people took notice. Right. You know, like, it ain't in vain. It's we understood your struggle. We heard your story. Because they putting their story in these raps. It's not just them rapping talking about killing people. It's them, they rapping talking about a war, a survival. And these are just the people they in war with. You know, and they fail, you know. So I try to showcase that type of that type of angle. But giving you, like, real news of really what's going on, with you know, without the sugar coating and you know, I'm not signed to no giant blog publications. I don't owe nobody nothing. I can post what I want, how I want.
Speaking of signing, though, are you signed or are you an independent artist?
I'm independent, but I'm distributed through, you know, Universal Music, Preach, and then I also distribute through well, now it's like Virgin Music Group under Universal and stuff like that. So I get a lot of stuff through that. A branch. Yeah, a branch. It's a branch of it. So it's fun. It took a long time to get to that point, obviously. It took me figuring out the internet, took me figuring out my sound, took me figuring out my style, being comfortable with who I was before I went and did it. And getting the right, situation to where I can release stuff. I own my masters and stuff like that, and my publishing. Obviously, I give them a little bit from the distribution and stuff like that, but I still own like all my masters and things like that. So I'm happy with that because I know a lot of people they sign for like my catalog make bread, so a lot of people sign for a lot less, and they give away all their masters and everything, And it sound nice because they giving you 200,000-300,000 in front of your face, but I mean that's no money.
That's not
when you grown. That ain't no money. But to a little 19-year-old or something like that who ain't coming from nothing like that, that's a lot of money. But that'll be going in like a year or two, to be honest, depending how you spending it. Because you paying for your features, you paying for your studio time, you paying for everything. You gotta pay for your clothes. Depending on the type of rapper, you gotta pay for jewelry. If you ain't no J. Cole or Kendrick type of rapper or somebody like that, somebody that don't need all that. You gotta pay for that, most of that stuff. So, and you want cars, the models, and all them. Man, your 100K done went down because everybody want 2-3K, 5K. Director want at least 15-20 if they give you one of them real visuals, like a real visual. Like with the 3D AI because they using AI now and stuff like that. So it really don't be no money. Then you gotta eat, feed your team,
live,
give your manager 20%, right? Live.
Family coming out the woodworks.
Get a girlfriend that's high maintenance. I mean, it's pricey, man.
So with just going through all that and then having to deal with that in detail, we saw that you must be able to manage it well because they called you on to a 20 versus 1.
Yeah, I seen that you was a part of 20 versus 1 with Queen Key.
Yeah.
How was that experience? Because me knowing you, nigga, you be to yourself.
Yeah, like ever since I did my started like really dropping consistently like every month, getting more back in the Chicago scene. I did the Reggie show. I'm working on some other stuff behind the scenes, like with some people that work with Kanye West in them camp.
Okay.
So I'm just working on some little stuff, and I get a lot of calls and people just hitting me up. Because, there's a lot of content growers, a lot of people trying to make names for themselves.
Yeah.
I forgot his name, but it was a YouTuber that was actually, like, hosting an event or whatever. And, Queen Key on the set and things like that. And she's real funny. Shout out to her because I always be on her set. She's always been cool,
Yeah, her. Yeah, she's cool. She's a real cool girl.
Always down to earth, just give her, Hennessy bottle or something cool. She got a drink. She chilling. She happy and stuff like that. So... definitely was fun working with her. Super funny, man. She was treating people life. And I was just like, oh man, she is treating their life. And people was happy. Like they wasn't, taking no time away because they understand 20v1. It's supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be funny and stuff like that. So
wasn't a vibe killer.
Yeah, it wasn't no vibe killers there. I did spot a few things, but that's another story. That's another story.
But how did you feel being part of that experience?
Oh man, I mean, it was so many.
Because if somebody say something mean to me, like I'm gonna be offended. I'm gonna be like,
I mean, a few people tried to roast back, and she was just like, "I don't give a F, I don't give a F. Right. You can get your out of here. Right, yeah. I'm Queen Key." And
tap in, shorty.
Yeah, and everybody like look, that energy, and everybody looking and laughing and stuff. She got her little crew and stuff like that, and it was real. It was real funny.
I ain't gonna lie. Like if I was on the 20 versus 1, and like if it was either the balloon pop or the 20 versus 1, and you just left, cut the cameras. I'm finna beat her ass.
Oh yeah.
No, it's playing. I'm just fucking with you, Queen. I'm just fucking.
No, on some funny stuff though. Like what I'm saying, just on some funny stuff. Yeah. And
it's supposed to be for entertainment purposes.
Exactly.
Everything I feel like now, like you were saying, with all the beefs and stuff. A lot of things we seen on social media, like people see on social media, like you said, the baddies and stuff, it's only for entertainment purposes. Right. Because I seen one of the girls, all baddie said, we ain't really got no beef, we was just fighting each other, because she said something on social media and it wasn't real beef. We just fighting, like it's just for entertainment.
I think Rolly had got. Was it Rolly? I think it was Rolly.
Got the wig snatched off and started fighting, or she took her own wig off?
She was outside, and this like real life reality, like some girl trying to fight her outside of Walmart or something. and dragged her.
Whoa.
I think it was. Wait, I don't want to. It might have been. It's Biggie. Now, Rolly was Biggie.
Biggie, the one from New York.
Yeah, it was Biggie. It was Biggie.
Or whatever.
I think it was Biggie.
Oh, I think she is.
It was. It's the one that she be on. She did a 20 verses one the other day with this old.
That
guy.
was Biggie, yeah.
And he was roasting her.
Yeah, that was Biggie.
You know that one, that 20 verses one. When he was the older guy.
Yeah. She just got done getting her surgery and stuff like that.
No, that was Rolly.
That's Rolly.
That's Rolly.
Yeah, that's the black girl.
Rolly, the dark skin one.
Yeah.
Biggie, the Dominican. Big Dominican.
She's an artist. He don't watch it.
Yeah. I saw
Rolly from New York.
Okay, because I remember
Right, Rolly from New
watching
York.
the 20 versus one with one of them, and they was like, I was on Baddies, and that's the only part I remember. So I was thinking it was that person, but then they invited another baddie.
Oh no! At first I thought I was similar, just like you, and that mindset at first until I like really seen them enough and dove in. Was like, okay, they two different people, two separate people.
Yeah, who were they talk different from different?
Well, as a guy, you're not really paying attention to none of that stuff, man. You just see some fighting and people throwing hands.
Something off a movie I heard a long time ago, and I think you know what I'm talking about. Deuce Bigelow, when they used to have like a certain size woman come on. That's a huge bitch. I'm sorry.
Hey, shout out my BBWs out there, man. We love y'all.
I'm sorry.
Painting OVO on their toes. That's what Drake said.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
cut this out later.
Yeah.
All right, let's dive back in.
But would you have your 20 versus 1 on your own? Your own 20 versus 1?
Yeah, I would. I've thought about it. I've had ideas regarding it and stuff. I would do a 20 versus 1 just because I did. Like I am known as like the comic king too, because it's like I'm real funny and stuff, but it's like real and but it's like funny though. It's like edgy.
Dark comedy.
Yeah, it's edgy too.
Okay.
It's funny and I thought about it. It's just about getting the right 20 that makes sense, and it could be. It ain't just gotta be based off looks or personality, nothing like that. It can have its own twist, so it could be dudes and girls in it. So it just could be funny type of thing. Cause like at the Queen Keys, people dressing up as Spider-Man and stuff.
What?
Yeah.
Where do they get these people from?
So it's just content people that got their YouTubes and vloggers. And it would be pretty funny.
Like Spider-Man.
Yeah, dressed in as Spider-Man. Yeah. And full costume. It was raw too. Shit. Yeah, it was raw. It was nice, and I enjoyed it.
I can't make myself look like a fool for the internet. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't think that's a fool. I mean, you got the comic anime conventions.
Guys do that stuff. Like some people, not just guys, females do it too. But how
I know Halloween. I dress up. I dress up.
That's different. It's Halloween though. But like,
I would dress up as a superhero, but I'm the 1, not the 20. But I would dress up as a superhero.
Okay.
Okay.
That'd be a good twist.
Yeah, I would do something like that.
Like, Halloween costumes on.
Yeah, everybody come with Halloween costumes on and stuff. Like I would do that. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I heard it first.
And then you got to kind of talk to the person based on the character they is. Everything like that'd be funny. Yeah, obviously you could roast them too, but I mean, you can talk about their costume cheap or something like that. It's cheap ass.
You got a Timu.
Look at costume, man.
So if you did do that, like even in the music industry, and even as you want to be a character or wanted to do anything in life, do you feel like family and friends support you more, or strangers did?
I mean, my mom and closest, like my aunties and all of them, they supported me tons. I had a real supportive family. Step pops as well supported me. But I would say strangers, particular strangers, neighborhood kids didn't as much when I first started because I didn't gang bang rap. So they didn't understand it. They just looked at it like book bag rap. Not understanding, you got, during that 2012, 2013 time, It was like, that's book bag rap. Now book bag rap is Drake, Kanye West, Playboy Cardi. I mean, just a Chance the Rapper. It's a bunch of, plethora of people that don't gang bang rap that just making tons overseas and NCs, but overseas, oh man, definitely. And drill is kind of like, unless you like Lil Durk or somebody that Chief Keef of that prominence of the drill nature.
They took it to London.
Yeah.
So
you know what I'm saying? Unless you do something like that, it's a little harder.
Yeah, we can go M for M.
I know that.
That's
my song.
That's like the funniest song.
I love that guy. Like I love the accent.
That's so funny.
No, I be making like sometimes I make like I don't rap on the beats, but sometimes I do make like those type of UK type of beats just because
Yeah.
it's fun rapping like that or talking like that sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know, being that energy, that character.
Yeah.
I see Ice Spice is kind of diving into that with C. I think that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's
she
what really
diving
up.
into that. Yeah, you know, so a lot of people understand the UK and just going overseas. They really respect that music.
Right.
You know, that art is
That
not.
culture.
See, Megan did it, Japan.
Oh yeah, psh, man,
Opened it up.
Megan, I got to give it to her. She has really been like doing her thing ever since all her situations. So she been
Yeah.
doing her thing on that.
Trying to keep her head strong.
Yeah, that's all you can do in those tough situations. But she definitely been doing her thing. Definitely be a good feature.
I commend her though. I like her a
Facts.
lot. I'm a big fan of hers. I seen her when she was in Memphis in May. She did her thing. She ain't leave either. Just like 2 Chainz didn't leave when he came to Chicago.
Oh God. Deacon Dale.
It rained, and they was trying to like cancel and everything. She was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck that! I'm performing." Like wait till it stopped, and everybody came back.
Yeah.
And she did her fucking thing. Like,
Yeah.
but I do commend her. Like, it's hard because I'm the only child. She the only child. I do have my parents though. My mother I'm close to.
No.
But for your parents dying, passing away, you don't have nobody. You don't have no siblings. No, your grandmother. You don't have anybody. And then you're going through all these different scenarios, just growing and learning. And you think people your real friend. They're not your real friend.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then you going through what you're going through with your man and all that other stuff. It's a lot, and you don't have nobody to turn to. So her coming out of that and elevating from that, I commend her for that because a lot of people don't come out of it. Like she said, she went through depression. She put it out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She went through she wanted to kill herself. It's a lot of thoughts. A lot of that shit. Same thing I went through. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hearing her story. I'm like, damn, it's damn near similar. But it's like,
Facts.
it's crazy. And I'm like, damn, she really she on top. And I love how her and Glow and all them,
Work together.
they all, I love it.
Yeah,
Like a
I think
sisterhood.
they
Everybody just
definitely
need to
get
bond
that.
to that. Yes.
They definitely get
So
that.
speaking on like the diversity of actually trying to do all that and actually have your own persona, come back from things like that, traveling, being around the world, different ethnicities and cultures involving themselves. Do you feel like that you have a personal stylist or anything like that helps you involve your clothing with those cultures and things like that?
Yeah, there's a few people. I got a few friends that I do look to, ask them sometime like what fashion is in on these type of energies, on these type of like styles and stuff like that, based on like if I have any video ideas and things of that nature. But I mean, for the most part, like people I look up to that I just look up to fashion-wise, like ASAP Rocky and stuff like that. So I like that style. I like Houston, like Houston and Harlem, and
Well, we got a style for you. No Envy. If y'all didn't know, me and Vanessa An got that brand. Yeah, let's get you some of that.
hey,
Let's get you some of that.
Down with that,
And it stands for basically no envy, no hate. You know what I'm saying?
No
So
envy, no
basically,
hate. I love
So I'm gonna put I'm still working on some things because but it's more of a because I go through I'm very open. I go through my depression, my up and down, and so people think like I'm not into God and stuff like that because stuff I post they go based off my social media, but they don't know the real Vanessa.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
social media for you.
right, I'm just entertaining people. People need to understand that. So it's gonna be a Bible verse on there.
Okay.
The definition of the meeting and all the other stuff.
I mean, I'm Christian, so
like no bad days.
Oh, man.
Like we don't need no bad days. Don't be sad, be happy. No envy, no hate. Things like that. So that's where I'm coming from.
yeah,
Nah,
because if you
I like
envious,
that.
you hating low key.
What's the color? Like the color scheme?
Whatever you feel.
Oh, so give it a cover I like. Oh yeah, give me like blue.
But sure,
That's my favorite
guy.
color.
Blue shirt with white words or white shirt, blue words?
Give me a blue.
Let's do both.
Blue shirt.
Let's try it both. Let's mix it.
Okay, I'm down
Let's
with
try
that.
that. Well,
So
look.
my first time I actually put it
Yeah.
out though before we leave
Yeah.
It was when I was in New York. I did a fashion show in New York.
I heard about
And
that. How was that?
it was dope. I like LA better, but New York's too
course, it's
cluster
LA.
for me.
Yeah, I can't do New York. I've been
I went there like 4 times.
so clustered.
It's worse than Chicago.
Oh, I mean, when you look at Chicago, like
It's not that bad.
aside from the kids doing their thing, just overall in Chicago, it's lit.
Right.
I mean, if you got bread and stuff, and you in the city, I mean, it's billionaires to live.
Right, it is.
They not, they know where to go. They know where to hang at. You got a lot of speakeasies. It's a lot of big
Rats.
time.
A lot of big rats.
We got rats, but not as big as New York.
Oh,
though.
New York.
I'm talking about New York. It's
Oh yeah, New York got some big rats, and you gotta walk next to them things because the street's so little, so you gotta know you be knowing what the rats. You be having names for them because you know the names of the rats and shit.
Yeah, that's
you on a train with the rats. You on a budget. You going to work with the rats.
Right, where you getting off 9th Street?
Right. It depends. Right, it depends on where you live. So you bucking with the rats too, bunk bedding with the rats. So,
Right, you gotta know the colors too. Don't get no gray rat, no brown rat. Different. That's a South Bronx rat right there.
But when we went out there though, we had the fashion show and they had wear the brand. Him and my kids, my boys or whatever, and people seen it and they wanted to buy it, and I'm like, we only made enough for us, but we ended up selling it, so like whatever.
So
I mean,
they big on fashion out there though. I would
big.
say that.
Oh yeah.
No, immediately they gravitate.
Ain't they like right next to Paris? Like they be a lot of people from New York go to Paris all the time.
Yeah, no, and Canada.
In Canada, yeah.
We went to Canada,
Yeah.
Canada as well.
I love Canada.
So yeah, like
so beautiful.
So soon as we
Canada
put it on at the hotel, from the hotel all the way to the actual fashion show, people were like, "Hey, what's that? What you got on? We see y'all in y'all all got it on."
Yeah.
We weren't different color coordinated either. We were all black shirts, white letters. You know what I'm saying? So it was more like everybody looked like a group. Everybody looked like a
pristine.
stand. We looked fashionable. Everybody was in coordinates. So
yeah, New York, I will say, you want to get on in fashion,
and they support each other.
Yeah.
they will support. You could start making jeans, or you making your clothing like Envy and things like that. Man, it would take off in New York. Chicago's still a growing, which is crazy because we had the guy over Louis Vuitton.
I ain't gonna lie.
And Kanye. We was building it, but after that passing, it kind of it slowed a little bit.
Virgil,
After Virgil,
I'm not gonna lie.
slowed
Me
a
not
little bit.
from being out here, Chicago is very cliquish.
Yeah.
It is. It was breaking. It was when the fashion world, it was breaking a little bit.
Just what
But then after that, everybody kind of just
music and everybody want to hold the keys and don't want to help people out and all
the keys is open though because Kanye West and even Dirk talking to FYBJ man.
Yeah.
Just talking to the man on the phone. Skip anything else. They from FYBJ man can talk about he from OTF all he want. He probably got people he know. But still, two different games originally. They two different games, two different cultures, aspects how they operate as a crew. And the fact that Dirk can, at the level where he ain't got to talk to nobody if he don't want to. He can just be on the island chilling.
For sure.
With his wife and kids, his people and kids. But the fact he sit down and have a conversation about how to get some of these big heads in the same room and the same table and to do stuff a particular way that don't ignite flames under people, but at the same time kind of cushion everything. I think that's big. I think Chicago is working, but Chicago got a lot of deeper politics. It's really depth behind a lot of this stuff. It's not just, I'm arguing with you on the internet and now we cool and friends. This ain't no Gucci Man and Jeezy.
Right.
This ain't that. This ain't no 30-year thing where you 50. We talking about young people.
Right.
Not young, but young still to where we got a lot of memories and pains and things like that. So the fact you can sit and have a conversation and get a dialect without cursing each other out and stuff like that, which a person could easily do. I think Chicago is trying to turn from that. Even a lot of people I've noticed, with social media has gotten so big now to where anybody can be on, anybody can be known. You could be known today and then tomorrow nobody care. Even at this new rapper girl, Star Bands or whatever, she just signed with Capitol Records or whatever. Recently, she rap over some little Playboy Cardi type of beats or whatever like that. But she 16 or whatever. But the thing is, before her, it was Mellow Bucks.
Right.
Okay, now we on to the new.
Yeah, it's always like
You
that.
get what I'm saying? But with the internet, you can see it translated. Even with the big heads from Meg to Glow to Sexy Red now, it just keep translating. But with the internet, you can really see the playing field. So now people kind of like, everybody kind of understand, like you get your time when you like super bubbly, super bubbling and popping and buzzing. And then you get that cool down phase. But you got to be cool with everybody, because when you cool down, one of them people around you in your city that probably live down the street or something, they finna get hot. Because people on to the next, so they finna see what's the next style I could just listen to and look at all day. You know, so now people starting to realize that click stuff ain't helping so much, because, you know, they seen the downfall of that. Because now you done clicked up, you done fell off, but you ain't got nobody to put you back on. And I think Lil Herb and all of them did an interview recently. I think it was him. It was the dude that made The First Day Out from Detroit.
Oh, that's T Grizzly.
Grizzly. And they was just talking about how like that clicked up stuff ain't really what it is no more because of the social media, because it's like, yeah, you hot right now, people want to be around you. Obviously, you got to stay away from them leeches. But at the same time, you got to realize, damn, you need somebody to give you that juice back, that jump back. When you a little low on gas, you need somebody to give you that full tank, so you back in motion. You know, so I feel like Chicago realizing that, because everybody saw that picture with Memphis when they saw all of Memphis at the BET Awards, I think, or something like that. All of them was having pictures together. You know, Atlanta, obviously, everybody don't get along in Atlanta, but it's so many of, they got big enough groups of enough that do get along, and they be walking in too, but they'll put you in their group. They don't care if they feel like you dope, they'll put you in their group. You know, so we've been seeing a lot of that. Then you got Dirk trying to put on for the city, trying to keep stuff going. You did see rappers like in Chicago starting to like position themselves to be in like better musical positions. You got Taylor Bennett doing juke music now. You know, he working with anybody that's doing that type of music. You know, Dirk been signing a lot of people. You got a lot of the up north, a lot of shit. I'm doing stuff. There's a lot of people doing stuff in the city now. Cole Bennett putting on more rappers from the city now. He got his own festival that he put specifically be putting Chicago people on. They got a lot of Palooza Chicago now as well too. So Chicago is getting to the point where people kind of realize, like, I can't just be clicked up with this one artist because they number one. I'm only gonna work with them and nobody else, because when that artist go down, because the way social media is set up, it will happen eventually, whether they do it to themselves or that music just sound the same for too long. They on to the next. Now you sitting there looking dumb because you could have been that person's friend. But now that person on, now they don't want to be your friend. So I think that that's getting nipped in the bud. You know, so big time.
You know where we at, man. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, we all over. You know what I'm saying? You can catch Mr. Donny Cons. You know what I'm saying? You already know what's going on. This is Talking Mess with Ness with your boy Benji Promos. You got Vanessa Ness in the building. And we got my boy Donny Cons, man. Thanks for having us, bro. We really appreciate you, you feel me? And also, man, shout outs to any projects that you got coming out, man. We know they're going to do great. Shout outs to
working on something new as well.
Working on big projects. Be ready. Be ready.
Y'all click that link, subscribe. You know where to find
definitely subscribe. If you don't, man, we're going to have problems. Subscribe to the videos.
You already know. And peace.
Peace out.
We out.
I'm a big dog today. Shout out to You think I came to play? Kobe will fade away. I'm building a wall.